Get started. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call this special meeting of the Putnam County Planning Commission to order. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let's go ahead with our roll call.
Jason Asbury.
Here.
Heather Davis. Jim Docker.
Here. See
Marvin
that? This is,
Ron Foster. Dave Hopper.
Here.
Brian Wellman.
Here.
Dick Mays. David Meadows. Thor Meeks. David Mills.
Here.
Jacob Pike.
Here.
Stephen Perry.
Here.
Glenn Yeager.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the October 19th, 2021 regular meeting minutes. Does anyone have any strong feeling on that? We have a motion for the minutes to be approved as presented. Do we have a second?
second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, at this point, we'll bring up any citizens' concerns. This is the point in the meeting when we allow any members of the, any non-members of the board that are here today to address any concerns that are not later to be discussed on the agenda. Is there anyone here that wants to talk about something that's not later on our agenda? Okay, hearing none, then we'll move forward. And we'll open up our first public hearing, which is the Kinnaman-Belcher agenda item. And we'll now call that open. Is there any disclosures of conflict? Okay, hearing none, we'll proceed with the staff presentation.
Yes, Kinnaman-Belcher has requested a classification variation for a division of 6 lots at 1.84 acres from the original lot of 3.95 acres, located on tax map 213, parcel 40, under Article 100.013, classification variation of the Putnam County subdivision regulations to be classified as an administrative subdivision. Legal authority may be found in Article 100, Section 100.02, Article 100, Section 100.03, and Article 100, Section 100.04, Article 100, Section 100.01. A copy of the application and disclosure statement is included as Attachment A. The owner of the property is Kinnaman-Belcher. A copy of the deeds are included as Attachment B. The property is in a C1 commercial suburban area of Putnam County. A zoning map of the property is included as Attachment C. The property has previously been divided 4 or more times. On December 20th, 1995, the Putnam County Planning Commission approved a 6-lot subdivision. A copy of the plat map is included as Attachment D. On June 30th, 1997, a plat map drawn from the existing recording deed for a merger of 6 lots was approved by the Planning Commission. A copy of the plat map is included as Attachment E. The property owner does not have contiguous property. A copy of the plat map is included as Attachment F. There are restrictive covenants for this property. A copy of the covenants is included as Attachment G. There is existing water and septic. A copy of the letter from Putnam PSD is included as Attachment H. DOH has no issue with the classification because they have stated previously that it has nothing to do with DOH. A copy of the previous memorandum is included as Attachment I. On October 4th, 2021, E91 corrected the addressing for the existing 6 lots. A copy of the correspondence and addressing map is included as Attachment J. On September 22nd, 2021, all abutters within 250 feet were sent notification of this classification variation as required. On September 30th, 2021, the request was legally advertised in the Hurricane Breeze. On October 18th, 2021, the site sign notice was posted on site. And the reason we're here tonight is the plat map was originally for 6 lots as a major subdivision. He merged those lots, and now he wants to re-subdivide them again, and it's still classified as a major subdivision. There isn't a worksheet at the end of your packet on the last page.
Are there any questions for staff? Is the applicant or developer present? Would you like to make any comments, sir?
Yes, I would.
Can you come to the microphone, please state your name and address?
There's that.
My name is Kenneman Belcher, and I'm the owner of Prestige Park. Maybe most of you know where that's located. And I want to thank you gentlemen very much for allowing this special meeting. Really, it's almost kind of embarrassing what I did. In 1997, I was in a discussion with the fire department here, and we negotiated to get I only have one hydrant at the park. It's in the middle. But anyway, we negotiated the fire fee down. And so in order for me to do that, they said I had to make one map. In other words, not have any calls on the map, just one piece of property. Well, so I did. I had Jim Calhoun make that map, and it was used for a little while, but then the fire fee went back up, and so I paid the full for every roof in Prestige Park. And since I never have sold anything or didn't need anything, that map didn't have any calls on it. I couldn't make a deed under no circumstances. So what we had to do was just take the old map, which there's no changes at all in it, and put it on top of this map that was filed in 1997. That's all that we're doing here. And I really want to thank Jim Calhoun for making the map for me and updating it. I'm very sorry that Jimmy couldn't be here tonight because he had a stroke. But anyway, that's the only reason why we're making the change.
Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Belcher? Okay, thank you, Mr. Belcher.
Sorry,
Any-
there is no worksheet for major subdivision classification. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yep.
Is there any other members of the public that would like to make a comment regarding this item? Okay, I guess we'll close the public hearing portion of this then, and I'll open the floor for discussion. I guess the first step then would just be whether to accept the classification as a subdivision or it's already a subdivision. That's the legal question, Larry.
It is currently not.
No longer classified as a subdivision, correct?
Correct, it's one lot.
So our vote would then be whether to accept it as classified as a subdivision again.
Yes, and since it has, I believe that there are 6 parcels on there now that it's going to divide it into, so anything 4 or more makes it into a
Major subdivision, okay.
It was subdivided, then it wasn't, now we're going back.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
And the common area there, the parking lot area, that's going to be separate and apart?
Yeah, there's not going to be any changes at all to the park itself. The only change is the fact that, well, if you've seen the map that's on file now, it has no calls on it for any of the lots. And you can't make a deed. You can't, if a lawyer researches that deed, that's it. There's no call. So I want to put it back, put the map that has the calls on it just back in front of that other map.
Anybody else have any more questions or discussion? Are you ready to put, anybody ready to make a motion on this?
There's a motion to accept the major subdivision.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So that passes.
He's actually making.
Is that the only step with this, Larry, or do we have to,
Yeah, I think that's all you have to do.
that's all we have to do?
This,
It's a different one because it's not new, it's going
I
backwards.
don't want to be hyper technical or anything, but actually, he's gonna be making 7 lots. Because that parking lot will be its own, right? He's carving out 6. And he's leaving that parking lot area, that'll be the 7th lot. Yeah.
Yes, before the red.
Okay.
Actually,
7 lots instead of 6. Is there any other housekeeping, any other motions that need to be made, Larry?
I don't think so. Now that it's been classified, we can take care of everything else in the planning office.
Okay, so this item is finished. Very good. All right, well, thank you very much. Then we'll move on to the next item. And that's an application submitted by myself.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Belcher. Before we do that, any disclosures of conflict? Of course not. Better not be. How about the, no, I'm just joking. All right, go ahead, Larry.
Okay. This is a text amendment 2021-07. An application was submitted by Jacob Pack, the chairperson for the Planning Commission, to amend Article 200, which is the ILP, by adding provisions for conduits to be placed in all newly located or relocated structures or all new construction of any residential or non-residential structure, including any major subdivision developments, any manufactured home park development, any leased community development, or any other development in Putnam County. And this is to provide for the installation of an fiber optic system that's being developed here in Putnam County. The reference documents are the Tays Valley Land Use Plan, the US 35 Quarter Management Plan, the land use elements, and the Bridge to the Future. Authority for the text amendments is found in 8A-7-8 of the West Virginia Code. And essentially, the facts are that Putnam County is currently engaged in a project to provide internet service and/or improved internet service to areas of Putnam County with a new fiber optic system. Mr. Pack has filed an application to amend the Article 200 of the ILP to add a provision to it for that fiber optic system. A legal advertisement describing the text amendment proposal was published in the Hurricane Breeze as required on October the 7th, 2021. The recommendation of the Planning Commission shall be presented to the County Commission at their next available meeting, at which time a second public hearing shall be held. The Planning Commission can take a variety of actions on the proposed amendment. Should the Planning Commission desire further information regarding the facts and hearsay presented during the public hearing, the matter may be postponed for action at a later date. Should the Planning Commission find that the text amendment protects and promotes the public health, safety, convenience, moral, and general welfare, and meets the intent of the referenced planning documents, comprehensive plan, and ordinance, the request can be recommended for approval by this body to the County Commission. Should the Planning Commission find that the text amendment does not protect and promote the public health, safety, convenience, moral, and general welfare, or does not meet the intent of the referenced planning documents, the comprehensive plan, and ordinances, the request can be recommended for disapproval by the County Commission. Should the Planning Commission find that only parts of the text amendment protect and promote the public health, safety, convenience, moral, and general welfare, and meets the intent of the referenced documents, comprehensive plan, and ordinance, while others do not, then the Planning Commission may recommend approval of one or more, while we're recommending denial of one or more. A copy of the petition, their application, is included in your packet. I have also included a copy of the ILP on the second page of the ILP is down at the bottom. It would add Article 200.09, conduit requirements, and those are set out in your, the ILP. There is at the back of your packet a worksheet that needs to be completed.
Anybody have any questions for staff?
I may have some.
Go ahead.
Where did all this come from, this desire to do this?
Well, Putnam County is developing a fiber optic system.
Okay,
And this is just a way of making sure that any of the residents, any newly constructed or reconstructed or moved, like mobile homes that are moved in, that they would have access to that. And it would be, a conduit would be placed in it so that they would have access to that internet system or fiber optic system once it is installed.
well, in the development that we just finished, and I'll be in play this week with an as-built, obviously, anybody who's going to do a development or apartments, if they're not going to plan for fiber optics, then they're not going to have many renters or owners. So that was what the intent. Frontier said they would install the fiber line for us, but the requirements were they wanted a 4-inch conduit run from the main road to every house. And the wire is smaller than this, but they required a 4-inch. Now, we negotiated, and I embarrassed them enough to where they said you can do a 3-inch. So I guess the first concern I would have is that in our development, we ran, because it's going to come in through electric pole, just with the power, parallel with the power. We have a 3-inch conduit for electric and a 3-inch conduit for the future fiber. And they run to pedestals between lots, and the whole entire subdivision has an easy access point. And a 3-inch line will be run from pedestal to pedestal, and then a 2-inch line, they've agreed to allow us for a 2-inch line to go 30 feet from the pedestal to the actual house. So I guess my question is, knowing their requirements and knowing how particular they are, I think anything under a 3-inch, I don't think is going to get the goal, if that makes sense. I think that whoever came up with this might want to talk to the fiber people and find out why that 1-inch that they think will work when it won't in any subdivision.
Larry, to that point, where did the 1-inch come from?
Just in some of the discussions about doing this, I'm not even sure who came up with it, but it was suggested a 1-inch. But if you want to change it to a 3-inch to make sure that it is compliant.
I would support what Mr. Hobb is saying. In our world, it's rare that we spec anything on drawings less than 3
Yeah.
for conduit.
I would like to lay this over to the next meeting. I don't think it's quite that big a rush. And we have a fiber optic director who's working directly in conjunction with the people that are designing our lines. And I think we should utilize what our designers that we're paying to design it determine we need. I think it's all valid points, and it's just a matter of a question of the people that are doing the design. That's what we're paying them for, so why not let them make that decision for us?
And I think that whoever this director is, if he has a small task group that's working on that, if they wanted myself and some others to meet with them and have them explain how in their office, how they would conceptualize the line, where it comes from and how it gets there, then we would share with them what in the field is worthwhile, because the best designed system, I mean, I agree, we all need fiber, and we need it badly, but it needs to be thought out better and the right sizes designed, and it needs to be thought thoroughly, and I'll be happy to be available if someone needed to call me and see the subdivision. I could take them to the development. We could have a discussion and try to zero it in to be exactly right.
Yeah,
What type of items go through compatible items go through one conduit versus another?
There's really nothing. They want a separate conduit for everything. The funny thing, just so everyone knows how Suddenlink and all these providers are, in every subdivision, we run a 2 or 3 inch from the pedestal to the house for the Suddenlink, the Frontier, Comcast, whatever it is. We put the pole wires in there. And we tell the homeowner, because these are all new homes, when you go there, they'll tell you a time and a date. They may show up or not, but watch for them, because what they'll do is they'll hook up, drag the line across the yard, hook it up, and they'll run. Every single one will run. Then they call us, and they say, you're exactly right, that's what happened. I got this line going across my yard. Then they'll call and say there wasn't any conduit in. Then they have to usually get us involved again. We show them where the conduit is. It's the damnedest thing you've ever seen. They're all the same. But we absolutely need fiber, and I'll be happy to show them how it normally would come into a development and potentially help them wrap the procedures up a little bit better so it's more useful.
Okay.
Yeah, and Commissioner Hall, I've sat in on most of those meetings with the design. I think Frontier's oversizing. That's not the size of the lines that we've been talking about. We also haven't been talking about 1 inch, but they may have some idea in their head that they can pull multiple lines through one pipe. We don't have it set up that way, but we have the design team that has told us exactly how to. I just don't remember it, so I don't want to put something in here that's incorrect. And what we're doing in that particular part of the process, we're putting actual extra conduit so that if one goes bad, you can actually pull a whole new system through another conduit. So that may be the difference. I don't know, but we certainly can get you that answer.
I entertain a motion to table this until we can confer with everyone.
Move the table.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Do we have a staff report?
Can I ask who seconded? That's what I thought. Thank you.
And Mr. Call, could you get with probably with our fiber optics director and have him get us the answer through the design team?
As far as the staff report is concerned, we really don't have much to report. This was a special meeting. We just had a meeting about a week ago. We did not do another permit sheet for you because it's only been a week since, so there has been some movement in the office, but quite frankly, it's not a great deal to bring before you again. Other than that, really not much to report.
Any unfinished business? Any new business?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for being willing to come for a special meeting. Mr. Belcher had a serious issue with potential loss of opportunity to sell properties, and it was a certain way, and then it got changed, and he wasn't really changing it. He was just going back to the way it was, so it was something that it did require all of us to show up one additional time. I appreciate everybody being willing to do that.
I'll second that. Thank you, everybody. And entertain a motion to adjourn? So moved. So moved. We are adjourned.